Well, Stefano Cordero di Montezemolo is the academic director of the Milan-based European School of Economics. He joins us now via Skype from Florence. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Let's just start with Italy. I mean, yesterday the country's credit rating was slashed because it hasn't stuck to tough austerity measures. Angela Merkel said today that Italy must stick to its commitments. Is that going to happen now, do you think?
But this is the Moody's downgrade, in my view, is not a news, in the sense that even 2 weeks ago, when Standard & Poor's downgraded Italy, there were rumors that Moody's was going in this direction. The main news is the fact that Germany and Merkel, Prime Minister Merkel, are pushing Italy to stick to the commitments that were asked in the meetings, in the European meetings, and what the central bank asked 2 months ago.
Yeah, and that's exactly my point. Is Silvio Berlusconi's government now going to live up to its commitments as far as austerity is concerned?
Mr. Berlusconi said that in 2 weeks is supposed to be a plan for growth and for the relaunch of Italy, of the economy in Italy. We are waiting for that, in the sense that if in 2 weeks nothing happens or the plan is not satisfactory, probably new problems for Italy may come.
Yet at the same time, while Silvio Berlusconi has to cut, there's got to be an austerity drive. The IMF has made it clear that if European governments cut too far and too fast, then that could quite clearly affect growth. And that's the central problem here, isn't it? Governments all over the world are trying to cut their deficits while there's no growth. Is that something that is possible to do?
No, the bad thing, in my view, is that Italy, in principle, has a lot of resources to cover the debt, in the sense that it's known that the estate of the government and the local administration is quite huge, and the government has a lot of stakes in companies or something like that. The problem is that in 3 years, nobody arranged for a plan, a possible situation like the one that we have now. So that's the big problem, because we have lost 3 years in managing just the current deficit, but not to develop any strategic way out, as we need now.
Indeed, and that takes me back to my very first question. Do you now believe that the Italian government has finally realized just what a hole this whole crisis could not just cause the Italians, but the Eurozone in general, and countries like Britain that trade very heavily with the Eurozone, if the whole thing collapses? In 2 weeks' time, are we going to get from Silvio Berlusconi the kind of package that is going to promote growth and satisfy the bond markets?
The problem is that it seems that into the government there are some differences. So I hope that the government is able to find one common view to cope with this situation. Obviously, in Italy, we are a parliamentary system, and the other side of the coin is whether in the parliament there may a new view of the future, and a new form of government may come out if this one is unable to respond to the commitments that come from Europe and from Germany in first place.
All right, we'll leave it there. Stefano Cordero di Montezemolo, it's good to talk to you. Thanks for joining us. Thank you.